Hi guys, it's Deb with Deb's Cool Finds. I'm in my car. I'm headed somewhere, so I thought I would make my trip a little shorter and talk to you while I'm driving there. So I have my little work outfit on. You've seen this one before. It's just my black blazer, this goldenrod colored blouse that I got from the thrift store, and then I've just got on my leggings, the black striped ones from Burlington. So yeah, got all that on. I got my Temu charm bracelet. I don't have any rings on other than my normal, my real rings, which are, you know, $9.25. But and then let me see, what do I have on? Oh yeah, these are Temu earrings, and then my necklace is not Temu. My necklace is, I don't even know what my necklace is. I forget where I bought that. It was years ago. So, and then I've got my what are these called? Del Sol. Yeah, Del Sol sunglasses. I got them on. Let me see, where did I get these? I don't even remember. Oh, Alaska. I bought these in Alaska when we were in a store there on our Alaskan cruise. So, yeah, they're the kind that are supposed to change color or something in the sun. But I like them. I think they're cool looking. So, and anytime I go into a Del Sol store, they always are like, take your sunglasses. I'm like, yeah, thank you. Like, they know where they're from. But oh, I left that light on. Sorry. But anyway, so welcome back to all my amazing, wonderful subscribers that I can't live without. And welcome to anybody new. I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm hearing my voice is a little wonky. It's probably because I didn't sleep very well last night at all. So, update. So I think I told you, did I tell you? I might not have told you this. I might have told you this on a video you might not have seen yet. But anyway, Thursday night, I think, or Wednesday night. Now my days are screwed up. I think it was Thursday night. Anyway, my mom's stepbrother, he passed away. So he had been injured and just couldn't overcome. He had fallen and he had broken like ribs, and they had blown out, punctured one of his lungs, and they said he was bruised like everywhere. He was really, really hurt. Did something to his back, a bone in his back or something. I mean, yeah, it was bad just from falling. And he hadn't been taking that great care of himself, so probably vitamin deficiencies or things like that helped to increase the injuries. But anyway, he was hospitalized, and then, yeah, it did not have a good outcome, and he passed away. So I called and told my mom that because I saw it on Facebook, and she had known all about everything other than the fact that he had finally passed. I didn't know if it was a we have to disconnect kind of thing or whatever, but anyway, she kind of knew it was imminent, but she hadn't been positive. So I told them, and my dad was actually kind of closer to him. He was a free-spirited dude, and he liked his chemicals, shall we say, and he just a free spirit, and so he did things way different in life than my mom does.
In a quarter mile, slight right.
Some things were good, some things were bad, like everyone, right? We all have good and bad. Anyway, so they weren't as close, and they didn't. They grew up, you know, with the visitation kind of thing on my mom's part. So it wasn't as close of a relationship like with the sisters she lived with for the majority of the time because of the divorce and everything. So anyway, but my dad was, he talked to him all the time. I mean, we went to, just a few weeks ago, we were at a Portillo's, our Chicago hot dog place down here in Dallas. It's from Chicago, but they put a franchise here. And he got a call from him, and it was kind of funny because he was hard of hearing, my dad's hard of hearing, and we're in this restaurant which was really loud, high ceilings just make the sound kind of bounce around a lot. And so it just kept going, what? And it was just like, oh my goodness. Finally, he's like, I'll call you back later. So they talked more. They talked about, you know, he helped with my mom's house up there when my son was renting it. After we all moved here, it was an old house, needed lots of work and repairs, and kind of helped out with that. And he was always talking to my dad about golf, and even sent my dad golf balls and stuff. And he sent him goofy ones. He sent him a package of these goofy golf balls that, you know, they all did something different. Like one of them, you hit it and it explodes, and another one you hit it and it goes all wonky. You know, you just like prank stuff. You know, kind of like from a Spencer store or something, just prank jokes. So yeah, it was kind of funny. And I was like, don't use that exploding one on me. You can use the others and trick me, but don't. I'll have a heart attack. You give me that exploding one. So they were a little closer. So he was bummed a lot too. And then
slight right.
Thank you. My dad, as you know, I think you know. I don't know when I'm posting stuff and when I'm videoing it, and I'm getting all confused. But if you didn't know, my dad has had this cough for the longest time. And he's like me. He can get bronchitis real easy. He can get coughs that just hang on forever. It's got really bad allergies like I do. So I don't know if this is part of allergy you're hearing now or what. But anyway, this cough wouldn't go away. So I kept telling him, you know, go back to your doctor. And he'd go back, and he's like, there's nothing else they can do. And I said, quite frankly, I said this last week, quite frankly, I would go find another doctor and find out what this is. If it really is bronchitis, why didn't they give you a breathing treatment? I said, because they always give me that, you know, when I have bronchitis, and I have a nebulizer at home, which I use when I'm having attacks, because my bronchitis, I can get like allergies, and then they can turn into bronchitis. And I also, if my allergies are really bad, they can turn into asthma, and I get that. Or if I've actually got acid reflux go down my bronchial tubes, and then turn into an asthma attack. So, you know, I'm no doctor, I'm no, you know, whatever. But I'm just like, I think there's more they can do for you than what they're doing. I don't trust your doctor. I just, yeah, this is weird. So, anyway, so, and you know, my mom's having some memory issues and different things. So I get a call at the same time I get a instant message, Facebook instant messenger message from one of my brothers saying, hey, I don't know if you know, but Dad's in the hospital. So I don't know if my mom thought she called me, if she forgot to call me, what happened, I don't know. I don't know much of anything. So I talked to her, and she just sounded really weird, and she's just like, yeah, he's in here, and it's because he can't breathe, and so they got him on all these breathing treatments, and he's supposed to be in here like 4 to 5 days. He should be good enough to go home after that, but we'll see. And I really didn't get much more out of her. It was a strange call, and it was really strange because I'm normally the one that they call first for anything. So it's weird that nobody called me. But they do live with the brother and I who don't get along. And anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. But it would not be unreasonable to think that he just didn't call me. Or tell anybody to call me. So, yeah. So, anyway, so that was last night, but it was late, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go anywhere last night. And then I couldn't sleep. I kept like sleeping and waking up, having these weird, goofy dreams about work, which is really weird because I have no issues there, but I had to be thinking of my dad and somehow manifested that way. I don't know. Maybe it's the only thing I can control right now, but, so anyway, yeah, I couldn't sleep, so I'm tired. So I don't know if that's my voice or allergies or whatever. And I'm new to my job. You know, I've only been there, what, 7 weeks or something. So, I don't want to take PTO or nothing. So I can't just take off. I'm like, why couldn't this have happened when I was unemployed? And I could spend all day there with my mom because it's got to be, you know, hard for her normally, and now with everything else with her, it's got to be really hard. So I'm hoping somebody's there. I live here. My son would visit them, but he's in Tennessee. My daughter's got the kids and everything, and they're stuck there too. But I texted her and told her, and I said, I'm going there now. Well, I didn't say now, it was earlier. I said, I'm going there, and you are welcome to come there when I'm there. Just throwing it out there, do with it what you want. But she said that no, she was working, and she couldn't get there today, but to keep her updated. And then kind of an aside, my squirrel thing, I said, oh, by the way, just so you know, I mean, I don't know, you know, whatever, how much of a vested interest it is for you, but, you know, our uncle passed away, which is her great uncle, passed away last week. And she's like, Uncle who? And then she said, is he the ice cream guy? Just cracked up, because he used to drive an ice cream truck, and he'd come into our neighborhood. We lived back home. We lived in a townhouse neighborhood where tons of kids. It was the best place for my kids growing up. And there was even a clubhouse there where they held preschool in, so I just had to walk her, you know, a block, or not even, to the little clubhouse, and she took preschool classes there. They threw Halloween parties where they would decorate the whole clubhouse. They would, there was a field outside the clubhouse. There was a pool, a playing field, all kinds of stuff. And they would just take bags of candy and just throw them out there, and the kids would go hunting for the candy. They did Easter egg hunts. They did trick-or-treating around the area, Christmas parties. It was really, really nice place for my kids to grow up. Mostly my daughter. My son was a little older, but he still had friends where he could just hang out right in this area with all of their little friends. So it was really nice. So when he'd come by with that ice cream truck going, man, my daughter was like the queen of the neighborhood, because she knew him, and he would come and give them free ice cream. I'm sure the company he worked for probably didn't like that, but he did that. And it, but yeah, it was, yeah, it just to tell you, kind of goofy and free-spirited he was. He was literally driving the truck one day. I forget how exactly it happened, but I think he turned too quick. He was going slowly around, and he literally fell out of the truck. You know, the ice cream truck that was like open like a mail truck, and he just fell out. And then he had to get up and run after the truck and get back in it and take control of it. So, wow. But anyway, yeah, goofy things like that. So, yeah, she remembered the ice cream man and how cool it made her feel that, you know, when he came by, her friends, just her friends, got free ice cream and stuff. So, yeah, she was, yeah. Can you imagine that being you? Be like, yeah, I'll get free ice cream if you're my friend. I can get you some. I got to hook up. So whenever she'd hear that music, she was like, is it Uncle So-and-so? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Go check. And I'd be like, it is. So she'd get all excited. So that's how she remembered him. And I said back in the text, I knew that's how you would remember him. I wasn't going to say anything to see what you came up with. But yeah, so she remembered. But you know, you think about it, we've lived here 20 years. So we moved when she was 10. So yeah, her memory's not as good on these people that she hasn't seen in decades. So literally decades. So anyway, so that's that. And I told my son about my dad, but you know, he can't get down here. He just started a new job and everything. And then I have a brother in Florida. He was planning to come up, I guess, this weekend. I didn't hear all the details because Sunday is my dad's 90th birthday. So he was planning to come for that. I don't know if they're planning anything. I wouldn't be invited, but they're, yeah, it's a whole situation I'm not going to go into. But anyway, so that brother, I'm good with all my brothers except one. the other two are okay. You know, they're brothers. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, or if he'll come early, or I don't know. And then the other brother here, he works, and he got a new job, I think a few months before me. He was unemployed at the same time I was, but I don't think for as long, not quite as long. And then his wife doesn't work, so I'm thinking out of anybody, she should be at the hospital with my mom, but it's not her mom, so I don't know if that's happening. They don't have any young kids or anything. And then the brother that they live with, he works, I guess, and I guess his wife has started working, and they have 3 kids the same age as my grandkids. Turn off the seat warmer. It is 69 out. It's like, why am I so hot? So anyway, that's the scoop on that. So I don't know who's with my mom, or if anybody's with my mom. I'm hoping it's not the brother that I don't want to see. But we'll see. Well, we'll deal with it when we get there. It's for my dad, so I can go through hell if I have to just to see my dad. But that's where I'm headed. And yeah, you know, it starts to get scary, doesn't it? When they get a certain age, and every little thing happens, you're thinking if, you know, they were younger, certain things don't mean as much, but as you age, every little illness has a new meaning to it now, you know. It's the same people, it's the same with our animals, it's the same with everything. Like, everything has such a, I don't know, bigger importance to it, or a bigger scare factor to it than, you know, when you're younger. I mean, things can happen at any age. Of course, I've lost people young and old, but yeah, you know, it just gets a little scarier. So I'm like, oh, crud, he's in there, he's got breathing problems, oh, that's not good. Yeah, you know, you want him to get over that stuff as fast as possible. But I remember when my kids would get sick. Remember when kids were, I don't know if you were like this too, I think all kids were like this, but, or most, but my kids would get sick, like we get sick of the same thing, and I'd give them, you know, Tylenol, whatever medication they were, you know, antibiotic, whatever, I'd take the same thing, I'd feel like crud, and that same day they'd be bouncing all around the house, like everything's cool, like they just, yeah, you know, they just are so much more resilient. And as you age, that resiliency lessens, and it's scary. So yeah. And then his 90th birthday is coming, and that's all a big, you know. So anyway, stop saying so.
In 2 miles, take the exit.
Thank you. I will. So I'm headed there now. It's actually a hospital near where I used to live, and it's a hospital that has the name of the hospital I used to work for, but they just licensed the name. So if you see, like, certain hospitals will have like outlying places, they'll have like ERs, or they'll have like a physical therapy place or something like that, and they'll use the hospital's name. Now, at least in my experience for the hospital I worked for, a few of them, yes, we owned. I took care of them. I was facility manager, so I took care of them, and we all dealt with them, and everything's cool. The records all transferred, and everything's great. Then there were others that had the exact same name, but yet we didn't take care of them, and the records didn't always go back and forth. So I think they licensed it or something. I don't know. I never got the full details, but so that's where he is. And it's also the hospital where I would go for emergencies, because I liked it. It was really nice, little town, and it was just nice, and it wasn't always a huge wait like some towns are. And I gotta get over here, and everybody's getting over here. There's so much traffic on this exit. Why? That is so weird. That's where my first grandson was born, and I was there for that one.
US 80 East.
And then my second grandson was born there. I wasn't there for that. And then Amelia, my granddaughter, whoa, sir, thank you, was born with the use of a midwife, and my daughter did a water birth. And really cool pictures of it, actually. Not pictures of, you know, nothing gross. Like, my favorite picture, and I think all right, I will. I think the midwife used this. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh my goodness, stop. Thank you. I think the midwife used those pictures
Continue for
in
half
their
a mile.
promotion or whatever. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to turn her sound down. I keep turning the radio back on. First world problems. But it's a cool picture of it. It's like it was in like a kiddie pool, a big kiddie pool. And then it was from the back. So you saw my daughter's back. And then her legs were stretched out in front of her, so you didn't see anything private. You know, you saw her back and then her leg. I'm showing you with my hands and you can't see them. So her back was like this to it, and then her legs were straight out in front of her. And then she had the baby sitting like on her knees with her knees up a little. And so you see my daughter, you know, the back of my daughter and then the baby, but you don't see any, this is a really cool picture. It was in black and white. It was a really cool picture. But anyways, that's how they were all born. So this hospital I do know, they used to have labor and delivery. I think my second grandson, right after she had him, or right before, maybe he wasn't born there. Now I'm confused on that one. But anyway, right then, it, I think she had him there. Heartburn. I ate too fast at lunch so I could get stuff done, and it was just a little wrap, chicken wrap. I shouldn't have any issues, but I think it's nervousness. So then they took away the labor and delivery department and just turned it into regular hospital rooms. A lot of hospitals, labor and delivery does not pay. So they were eliminating them in a lot of different places because there's just no money in it. A lot of people go in and have their babies, and not a lot, but enough to make a financial difference. Go and have babies, and then they don't pay that bill, and you know that could be a long bill, especially if, you know, oh my God. And I understand it, especially if your child's in the NICU. Oh my goodness, how do you ever pay that bill? So you know, you can kind of see why it happens. Just, I don't know, this country needs a bit of help with our medical stuff, you know, like making things affordable and accessible to everyone, regardless of what you make or who you are or whatever. Just, you know, that should just be one of our rights to medical treatment and prescriptions and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's my soapbox. So I'm in the town where I used to live. There's a gymnastics place over here that my daughter had my grandson's birthdays at when they were little. I had like 3 or 4 of them there. So I had to drive the cakes all the way from my new house to here. You know, 2 cakes and, you know, elaborate cakes, and pray that I didn't have to stop fast or anything happened where the cakes would move, or so that was always traumatic, but worth it. And I spent a lot of time out here, but this town is huge. It's funny, we did work with one of the places here, and one of the ladies at work was like, oh, it's just such a small town, you know, and that's why something happened. And I went, this is not a small town. She's like, what? I said, no, it's not a small town. I said, in square miles, and I came from like a medium-sized town, a suburb of Chicago, which is the last place I lived before I moved here, and I thought that place was big, and this town I moved to here was 7 times the square mile, however you determine the size of a city that way, 7 times that. And then she's like, whoa. And I said, and it has 5 freaking high schools. And she said, oh, well, is there 5 because, you know, they just didn't build them big enough? And I said, no, it is 5 because it is so large that you need 5 to get all the areas of this giant city, suburb, you know, to get all the kids there, because it's just spread out. I mean, all of Texas is, but it's not a little town. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, I'm calling all of these towns little. And I'm like, yeah, you need to readjust that thinking. So she's a Houston native. Had never lived anywhere but Houston until she moved up here for the job. So they bribed her to move up here and handle this office. But her job in this office. I handle the office. Anyway, So yeah, it's kind of neat. And then there's a forest. It's not a forest preserve. That's what we call them back home. But it is owned by somebody. It's not like a city place, whatever. But anyway, it's all this just empty land, and then they have like little cabins out there, and there's a little pond you can fish at and everything. And we used to do Girl Scout camps there, so that's very familiar to me. This is the road I would actually take to get to my house, because I was on the absolute end of the town. That's west, east, west. So I was on the south side, the absolute south side of this city. And I know how to get there, sweetheart. Thank you. And so to come where I am now is like the middle of it. So I still had quite a ways to go to get to my house. And we kind of lived very edge, and there was one grocery store there, and it was like 2 miles from my house, so I couldn't walk anywhere easily. You don't carry your groceries back and all that. And then, there's everything in the area around the highways. Sorry, sir, go ahead. Because that's what they do here, build everything around the highways. And plenty of shopping, plenty of everything. Just, it was a trip. So, a lot of people have bigger trips and all that. I'm sorry. But for me, it wasn't just, I'm going to scoot out of the house for 10 minutes and come back with groceries. It was, I'm going to be gone for 2 hours and go get groceries. So, but now it's so, this was empty fields. We've got, oh my gosh, we've got restaurants here now. Wow, they finally built, I always thought it was weird. They built a hospital, and then for years, there was never like any fast food or anything around it, or restaurants. And it's hard, because if you're in there, like when my daughter was in there with the baby, she was in there for 3 days. And it was like, she didn't like the hospital food, so we had to go for miles to go get her something to eat. And now there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see right here at the corner. It's even a Starbucks. Hello. I really want one, but I'm not gonna. Don't do it. Just go to the hospital. Okay. So, yes, they finally built up stuff around here. Interesting, but it took them forever, because I've been gone 5 years, and then it was years before that it was here. So I don't know how old it is. It's not super old. It's not 20 years old. It wasn't here when I first moved here, but just built it out in the middle of the field. Build it and they will come, I guess. And they did. Just took them a while. Oh my gosh, there's a gas station right there now. Oh my, cool. All right, that's cool. Interesting. Anyway, so it's right there. You can see it. So I'm going to have to kind of finish up here. But if you feel like it, if it's your thing, say a few prayers for my dad. Make sure that he gets through this, and gets through this quickly and wonderfully, and has many more years to go. That'd be awesome. So think of us, and yeah, put the good word out there for us. And I know y'all will. Y'all are wonderful at that. And you helped me get my job. I know it was all those good thoughts out in the universe that helped that job come through. So, oh, a perfect parking spot too. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, right here, right in the front. Whoop whoop. Not all the way in the front. We'll leave that for people who have issues walking, but it's the second row. So, all right, that is it. I'm gonna take my dash cam down, because I'm always worried somebody's gonna steal it. I don't know if they would or not. I could put a sign up there, and you can get this out of Temu for it. But I don't. So anyway, thank you for keeping me company on this ride, and I appreciate it. And sorry I couldn't give you a different kind of video, but I just thought as long as I'm driving, I'll do something for you. And hopefully I can get it published. I won't do any editing on it, so what you see is what you get. And I tried to comb my hair today. It actually is still curled. That's freaking amazing. So yeah, because my hair never stays. But I bought a mousse at Dollar Tree, and I bought yeah, that's a while ago. I bought the mousse. I think it was Dollar Tree. And then I bought hairspray at Dollar Tree yesterday and Sunday. Yeah, today's Monday for me. And then yeah, so I did the mousse. I washed my hair and I did the mousse, And I curled it with my little curling thing, and then I just hairsprayed it, so it is a little, not very sticky. Actually, it's not sticky at all. It's very soft. So anyway, that's that. Stop jabbering. Get your butt in there. I know. I'm just afraid so-and-so will be in there, and it's just going to be uncomfortable. But we'll see. So wish me luck. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate y'all. And we'll get back to Temu. Trust me. I have 2 packages that are just going, open me, whenever I get home, but I'm just too tired. Yeah, we'll get to it this week and get that out to you. So, okay, guys. Love you. Talk to you later. And Adrian, I saw on your title to one of your videos that I think you said hi to me in it, and I'm excited just by the description, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So, yeah, you are on my first watch list when I get a moment. And, yeah, things are getting busier at work. The one lady is giving me more work because she knows I hate an idle day. So she's like, we'll have you working all the time, and it'll get, you know, get more and more, and your days will fly by. And I'm like, yeah, that helps me a lot. So she's awesome and teaching me a lot of things too. But anyway, yeah, I know you're saying it too. Get in there. I will. Okay. Bye, guys. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye.